Test 1 2 3. Test. Test. Yeah. Solinu. And I don't know how much of it I might do like an abridged version of it. This is stuff. Great. Hello. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach.
Shabbat Shalom. Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom,
Welcome
Cantor
to Temple
Lapham.
Beth-El of Great Neck. We are so glad you're here to celebrate Shabbat with us this morning, to celebrate with Jake as he is called to the Bima to become a bar mitzvah today. How exciting. A couple of guidelines as we start our service to help us over the next hour or two that we are here together. First, you should all have a blue prayer book in front of you, Mishkan Tefillah. It should say Shabbat on it. Make sure it says Shabbat because some of them are weekday prayer books. We want to make sure that we have the right prayer book. If you do not, we have some ushers in the back who can help you.
Right there.
All right, wonderful. Our prayer books open as they do, from right to left. Our prayers are in Hebrew. They're in English. If you cannot read Hebrew, they are transliterated. In all of our prayers, please join in together. The melodies are meant to be sung together. Please join with us. Another guideline, very, very important. All of you, I'm certain of this, have a cell phone right now. Please take this opportunity. Please take this moment right now. You don't want to do it when the Torah is out and your phone is ringing to turn it on silent or turn it off. Please take this moment now to make sure it's turned off. We do not allow photography during the services. And the third and the most important guideline, in everything that we do, and I kind of said this already, I alluded to it, join with us. We need Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Mobam. I need your voice. We need your spirit. Jake needs you. Right, Jake? Yes. Please join with us. This first prayer, this first melody, you've just heard it for a few moments. It has 3 words, Shabbat, Shalom, Umevorach. Try the third word, Umevorach. Umevorach. Great. Umevorach means blessings. So when we wish each other Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach, we're wishing each other a Shabbat of Shalom, of peace or wholeness, and Shabbat Umevorach, of blessings. So please join with us as soon as you're comfortable. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Umevorach.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat
open our prayer books now to page 76, where we'll begin our service with a prayer of gratitude for our bodies, for our physical ability to be here in this space together as we celebrate the miracle of Shabbat and of community. So on page 76, join with me in this blessing of gratitude. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh chol basar umafli la'asot. And of course, being physically here isn't really enough. We have to be mentally and emotionally and spiritually here as well. And so on page 78, we'll offer a different blessing of gratitude, this one for the souls that are within us. Page 78.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi teorahi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi teorahi. אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. אלוהי, אלוהי, נשמה, שנתת בי
As we turn to page 80, we're about to embark on an additional series of blessings, and I actually just have a question to ask. We're close enough. I can ask this kind of intimate, too personal question. How many of us have arrived here this morning and have not expressed in one form or another a sense of appreciation for the fact that you woke up this morning? If you haven't done that before arriving, raise your hand. Come on, be honest. I'm almost not going to believe you unless everyone's... No, I would love to be wrong. Really? You did? Are you honest? That's awesome. That is amazing. No, it's an amazing thing. If you've already done it, it's amazing because it's much easier to be complacent and ungrateful. But the good news for those of us who haven't done it, it shows why being here is such a gift. Because we now have the opportunity and the vessel that is nudging us to say 100 times. 100 times. That's a small challenge. That's the challenge that the rabbis have for us, that 100 times every day we say thank you. That's kind of aspirational, and it just may be that our days would be a little bit better if we were to say thank you. I appreciate you, the nod, the agreeing with this kavanah, this sentiment. Okay, anyway, it is an invitation. I would say in addition to being an invitation, it's a responsibility as a human being. It's a responsibility as a Jew. We call it a mitzvah, an obligation. And if we don't feel like we owe it to ourselves, we at least owe it to the people with whom we share our lives, because they deserve the gratitude that we have the capacity to cultivate within us. Okay, on page 80, we'll begin with the traditional Jewish formula, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, whoever the you is in our lives. The you next to us, the you God, the you the force of goodness in the universe, however you understand atah you. After the Hebrew formula it opens, we'll go to either the English or the Hebrew, whatever is more comfortable or resonates more with you. Page 80. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. 82. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids. 84. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew, or whatever spiritual path I follow. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah.
On page 88, we have the opportunity to do just that, to engage with words of Torah, with words of study. Join with me on 88. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. On page 100, we offer a psalm of praise. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, 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 b'kodsho, hallelujah, b'kiyauzo, hallelujah, b'gvurotav, hallelujah, kerov kulo. Hallelujah, 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 b'tzeik hashofar, hallelujah, b'nevel b'chinor, hallelujah, b'tov u'machol, hallelujah, b'minim ve'ugab, hallelujah, 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 b'tzil tzalei shama, hallelujah, b'tzil tzalei truah, kol hanshama t'halleluya, hallelujah, hallelujah. One last time. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
It's my honor to invite up our bar mitzvah, Jake, to the bima as we all turn to page 108 and rise for Baruch Hu. All right, we're going to turn around.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruchu et Adonai.
Mevorach, Baruch Adonai, Mevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed.
The top of page 111.
In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMevorot.
Page 112.
How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. On account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is your Torah.
We continue there in the middle of the page in the Hebrew.
וחרר עלינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש ולא ניכלם ולא ניכשל לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה בשועתך. והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ, תוליכנו קוממיות לארצנו, כי אל פועל ישועות אתה, ובנו בחרת, וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול, סלע באמת להודות לך ולייחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני בוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
Page 112.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated.
Please be seated.
Page 116.
ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת פעם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשופטך ובקומך ובשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפון בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אלוהיכם. Amen.
The top of page 119.
If people fall, can they not also rise? If they break away, can they not return? The stork in the sky knows when to migrate. The dove and the swallow know the season of return. What human instinct knows the time to turn back? What cue sparks the conscience of the soul? We pray to sense this day anew, attuned to the call of sacred living.
We'll continue on page 122 with Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורת עילות אוסף אלה נורת עילות אוסף אלה יד ביי ביי בים בים ביי 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 בים ביי 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 בים בים ביי 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 בים בים יאי יאי די 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 בים בים יאי די 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 די
We prepare for the Amidah on page 124. Please rise.
Adonai, Yosefetai tiftach ufi ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora
חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיים את כל עטריו להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מחייך
כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה.
ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל,
ברוך אתה
אדוני מחיי הכל.
אמן.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד
אביך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר
אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון לדור ודור.
הללויה.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קידושך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני
האל הקדוש.
We'll continue privately with the Amidah through page 142 of our prayer books. You may remain standing or be seated according to your custom.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
We arrive now at our service for the reading of the Torah, which will begin on page 244 of our prayer books. I'll invite up our ark openers, cousins Sammy and great aunts Meryl and Debbie to join us on the bima, as well as Jake and his cousin Zach. And as they come up, everyone can please rise, page 244.
Jake.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אהבה רחמים היטיבה ברצונך את ציון. תבנה חומות ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים. כי בך לבד בטחנו, מלך אל רם ונישא אדון עולמים. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים.
248.
ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai, Tion Romema, Shemo Yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod ki hol b'shamayim uvaretz ki hol b'shamayim uvaretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha והמתנשא לכל לראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב, לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה.
How do we know when we can sit? Do we not know? How do we know when we can sit? The Torah sits. We sit.
You're helping me with it. Okay, thank God. Thank God.
When I say this, I like to remind us of this fun little story that happened in Israel many years ago. There's a new community that had commissioned a Torah scroll to be written, and the scroll was completed and was being transported to this kibbutz that had commissioned it. And the person who was transporting the Torah did something that doesn't happen too often. In America, they took a public bus, an Egged bus. You know, Egged is the bus company in Israel. And so when the person came on the bus with the Torah, guess what happened for everyone sitting on the bus? They stood, and then the person with the Torah scroll sat. Everyone sat. It's a cute story, only in the home of the Jewish people. Okay. So Jake is reading from Parsha Trumah, chapter 25 of the Chumash. If you want to follow along, we have Chumashim in the back. If you'd like, we can help you get one. For the honor of the first Aliyah, Nana and Pops. I call up Nana and Pops, Joanne and Rick, Yamdu, Fayavo Yitzchak ben Shmuel, Yosef Abba Wolf Yitzchak, Lichvod HaTorah.
Get up here, Pop.
Baruch Hu Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baruch banu michol hamim v'nasan lanu es toraso. Baruch Adonai nosein haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael. Tikahu li meruma me'et kol ish lasher livenu libor. V'tikahu terumati vezot hateruma asher tikahu be'itan azahar v'hesed unehoshet.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bacha nasan Torah semet v'chaye omlam nasan v'sochenu. Baruch Adonai nosein haTorah.
Amen. Mazal tov. Give your grandson a little love. Doesn't matter how much he thinks he wants it. Be careful coming down. Okay, Jake will be continuing verse 4, and for the honor of the second Aliyah, uncles and aunt, Hillary and Dan and Scott, Mooney. Yamdu Tzvia Bela bat Faivel Yitzchak, Daniel Adam ben Shalom, Vishmo David ben Faivel Yitzchak. Lichvod HaTorah. Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Utechelet argaman v'tola ashani v'sheshizim v'orot elim odamim v'orot et hashim v'asei shitim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Awesome, beautiful. It's great having aunts and uncles up with you. And for the honor of the third Aliyah, Mom and Dad, April and Benjamin, Ben, Yamdu, Baruch Lipki, Ben Faivel Yitzchak, the root. Lichvod HaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai havorach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. 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 Lamaor Betsamim Shemen Hamisha Ve'liktoret Hasamim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natu lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam natan betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. All right, Jake, this is the moment. This is the moment in which you become bar mitzvah. It's not your speech. It's not chanting from the Torah. Actually, it's the moment that you recite the blessing that you're about to recite. You don't get to recite it. A Jewish adult isn't entitled to recite this blessing until you've been called. And this blessing says, rise up, stand. I'm going to call you in Hebrew in a moment. Stand up, and you're going to stand with chazak. What's chazak? It's strength. You're a pretty strong young man.
Yes.
And it's about the strength you have in your biceps and triceps and so forth. But it's also about another kind of strength as well, which is the strength of your character, the strength of your integrity, the power of your love, and the generosity of your heart. That's strength as well. Okay, so here's the moment.
Okay.
Yamod, habachor bar mitzvah, Yaakov, ben Baruch Lipki, Verut, Chazak. Now's the moment.
Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Avnei shoham ve'avnei shmiluim ve'efod ve'lahoshen ve'ofsu li mikdash ve'shahanti ve'toham. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
With the Torah still out, we continue with our blessing for healing, which is found on page 253. You are finished for now, Jake. Thank you. If you are thinking of someone today in need of healing, we invite you to hold the names of those people in your hearts, whether they are in need of healing, of spiritual healing or physical healing. We take this moment to think of healing. Page 253. Please join with us. Yes.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו, may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
Amen. And now to lead us in the prayer for our congregation, I'd like to ask Leslie Benjamin and Margot Berkowitz to come up, wonderful members of our community, present so often and in such wonderful ways. We're on page 258, and they'll be happy for you to join with them in this prayer.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
And let us all say Amen. Now, to lead us in our prayer for the nation, we can ask Ramona and Larry Dickerson, dear family, friends, Ramona and Larry. Grandparents. Yes. Ah, right. My God, how wonderful. It's nice. Congratulations. Yeah. Here. Oops. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, please, it's great for you to join them. It's great. For the nation. Yes, you're doing my job.
The whole page.
Yeah.
O guardian of the life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen. That's great. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And if I can ask the Shoshani family, Mishpacha Shoshani, come up to lead us in the English of our prayer for Israel.
אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורך ואמתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. ונתת שלום בארץ, ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ונאמר אמן.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread it over the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your God counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Amen. And let's, thank you so much, hear those words sung by Cantor Lappin and all of us joining in. Avinu Shebashamayim.
Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Barech, barech et medinat Yisrael, Reishit tzmichat geulatenu. Again Alecha behevrat chasdecha, ufros Alecha sukat shlomecha.
Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo.
Ushlach orcha v'amitcha l'rasha sareha v'yotzeha v'taknein beitza tova milfanecha v'taknei beitza tova milfanecha.
Avinu, Avinu, let's hear your voices. Mayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo.
ונתת שלום בארץ,
Shalom ba'aretz,
ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ונאמר אמן.
last Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. So we now will raise and dress the Torah. Benji, if I can ask you to come up, and you're the guns, the raiser of the Torah, and to help dress. April, you come up, and also Emily and Wynn come up as well, cousin and sister and cousin. Get under it.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Nicely done. La 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 la, hi la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, La la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Ya la la, ya la la, la la.
Ya la la, la la la, la la. Ya la la, la la la, la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la.
Please be seated.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom. My Torah portion this morning is Terumah. In my portion at Mount Sinai, God tells Moses how to build the tabernacle. More specifically, God gives Moses many commandments about the size and the details of how to build the tabernacle and the art of the testimony. Included in my portion is one of the most famous lines from Torah. It says, "Build me a sanctuary so that I may dwell within you." One of the first things that came to mind while studying my Torah portion was the big building project that my family went through when I was a bit younger. You see, my family built a house on a piece of land that my great-grandparents lived on for 50 plus years, right here in Great Neck. While God told the Israelites to build the tabernacle, I have been told about how my dad told my late great-grandparents that he would build a house on their land so that he could also dwell among them. Can you imagine how crazy it is that this was my Torah portion? But as Rabbi Meir and I discussed, I think it's a strange choice of words. I would have thought God would have said, "Build me a sanctuary so I may dwell within it." So the question that I want to explore this morning, what does it mean for God to command the Israelites to build him something so that he may dwell among them? In my Torah portion, God gives Moses commandments about the details and the building of the tabernacle and the ark. Very specific commandments about the sizes and the types of materials to use. They would use gold, silver, and copper among other materials to build, and specific colors like blue, purple, and crimson with certain designs intertwined. The conversation led me to ask Rabbi Meir if the specific details are really what were so important. Was it the case that God wouldn't dwell with them unless the ark was 2.5 cubits long rather than, say, 5? Had they not made it 4 cubits instead of 2.5? Is the Torah saying that God would not have dwelled there? Or is there a different point that my portion is trying to make? In our conversations, I've realized that this whole passage is just about listening and hearing. Just like one of my favorite prayers, the Shema, it's about listening to God's instructions so that we can let him into our life. So what exactly did it mean when God said, "Build me a sanctuary so that I may dwell within you"? No one will ever know exactly, but I think God meant that in order for him to help us, we need to listen to him to let him into our lives. If we listen and work with each other, we can accomplish anything, and it can help form relationships and bonds with God that last forever. We have to learn how to let them in order for God and others to help us, and it's not always easy to do so. Who really wants to listen to the tiny details that God, your parents, your teachers, or your friends talk about? It's hard sometimes to be thoughtful, and it's something I am trying to work on every day. While I believe that the Shema is right when it describes how God lives everywhere, and we still have to earn the privilege of having God be with us in our lives, we also need to let God in order for him to help us. This is a lot like the people in our lives. We have to learn how to let them in order for us to help them and for them to help us. We have to listen and be thoughtful about our relationships. And if we are then similar to the relationship between God and the Israelites, we can have a bond that truly lasts forever. I'm looking forward to creating a bond with God as my Jewish life evolves. Now that I'm a bar mitzvah, I have to be honest, I'm not sure where it will take me, and I do anticipate a struggle. I do know, however, that wherever it will lead, it will be a process that includes listening and hearing people, just like the Israelites did while building the tabernacle. Moving on from my Torah portion, I want to speak a little bit about why becoming a bar mitzvah is so important to me. It's something my parents and grandparents have been talking about since the very early days of my memory. It has always seemed so important to them, which meant it was important for me too, even if I didn't know why. This has become a little clearer for me over the last couple of months as I've begun to understand the depth and tradition of being called to the Torah. And as this tradition creates a bond among us also with the larger Jewish community. It gives me a sense of being part of something bigger than just my own family. As a 13-year-old, I can't say that I've had more meaningful experiences. I'm looking forward to sharing those experiences as I get older, just like many of the folks here today have with me. As I move on from my pre-bar mitzvah years, I'm hoping that I continue to grow my Jewish values as I get to learn more about my Jewish self. There are a couple of things that I do anticipate continuing well into my life, though. I like Shabbat, it's fun, and I plan on continuing drinking grape juice and eating holombos Friday nights. Even though my family is not that observant, it is something we enjoy doing together before having dinner on Friday nights. The temple organizes a Shabbat at home experience every year. My parents always try and host our friends and families. I also want to try and do more charitable work, which I feel is a value at the temple, and my friend Willie really introduced me to. Every year, me and my family have come to pack bags of food around the holidays for the food pantry. I've done the shopping, the packing, and the delivery. This year, my mom helped Jordana pick up the chickens for the Christmas food drive, and my dad and I helped them get over to a church. The handshakes and the hugs from the church members made me feel good, made me realize this is something that I'd like to continue doing to better others and better myself. For those of you who don't know, in Jewish tradition, bar mitzvah marks the transition into Jewish adulthood. In my discussion with Rabbi Meir, I've come to discover that this means I am now responsible for my own behavior and carrying out mitzvot, or good deeds, on my own. As part of the transition, each bar bat mitzvah is asked to carry out a service or a mitzvah project as a commitment to the thoughtful Jewish adulthood. So, this year it has been really warm. Greenland is having their first spring. They have never had weather like this ever. This is the epicenter of climate change. There is still time to reverse climate change, but there are no quick fixes. Hard work and dedication is required to change what we have done to our planet. One of the ways we could be helpful is by planting trees. I first learned about this from a YouTuber, Mr. Beast. Trees provide so many benefits to our everyday lives. They filter clean air, provide fresh drinking water, and help curb climate change. I want to be a part of the solution, so I'll be donating $1,000 for my Bar Mitzvah fund to various tree planting organizations. Thank you to all who helped me reach this goal. I will also be buying and planting some new trees in my grandparents' backyard to help the environment and to provide something for them to remember this day every time they look outside. As we reach the end of the service today, there are many people that I would like to thank. Rabbi Meir, it has been so much fun to get to know you better. I've really enjoyed the time I've gotten to spend with you discussing my Torah portion and my speech, the stories that got weaved in and out of those talks. Cantor Lappin, thank you so much for making me learn my Torah portion and making it fun and easy. I never once felt nervous and that was because of you. Congregation is really going to miss you as you prepare to take your own step in your Jewish journey. Rabbi Mobaum, thank you for leading such great family services during the high holidays. My whole family have loved coming to those, and we're sad that you will be leaving us soon. We wish you and the Cantor and the new baby great success in Ohio. Wynn, I know I don't always act like it, but I love having you as a sister. It's great that we're so close in age, and I'm proud to be your big brother. Mom and Dad, thanks for everything. You both work so hard for our family, and me and Wynn are lucky kids. We may not always act like it, but we notice and appreciate you guys so much. Finally, thanks to everyone here today, my community, my friends, my families, my teachers, my coaches, my Hebrew school classmates. You have made this journey fun, and it wouldn't be the same without you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Wait, stay right there. Stay right there.
Stay.
Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Yeh lanu, ulechol Yisrael. Yeh lanu, ulechol Yisrael. Yeh lanu, ulechol Yisrael. Yeh lanu, ulechol Yisrael.
We continue. Please remain standing as we put the Torah away. We are on page 256, page 256.
Etz Chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar deracheha חינום וכל נתיבותיך שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Let me welcome everybody to this beautiful chapel today. It's a beautiful place to spend a Saturday Shabbat morning, and I hope everybody's having as much fun as April and me. There's no better place to be, and it's hard not to smile when I look out into the congregation and see all the people that mean the most to my family. So thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. So Jakey, nice job, buddy. Very good. You look great in your suit. You spoke like the confident young man you are, and all your hard work showed in your Torah portion and your speech. I think I speak for all of us when I say we're very proud of you. As we talked about this momentous milestone, April and I reflected on the last 13 years, and we figured we'd share some highlights of that with you all here today. So Jake came to us on Super Bowl Sunday, a little curly-haired baby, and he arrived super, super late, or as he likes to say when he stays up past midnight, super, super early, which he does all the time now. And he stays up as late as anybody else in the house, which is pretty amazing at his young age. And it's no wonder you love sports, too. You came on the biggest sports day of the year, and that first weekend at home, we spent that Saturday night first watching a NASCAR race where your mom's favorite driver, Tony Stewart, won, then watching a great NBA matchup, Kobe versus LeBron. Kobe scored 36 points, but LeBron won the game. And we finished the night with a title fight. Sugar Shane Mosley beat some guy, I don't remember his name, by unanimous decision, which is probably why the UFC is now big and boxing is not. Funny how things don't change. Me and Jake did the exact same thing 2 weeks ago. Soon thereafter, we moved to Brooklyn. And shortly after that, Winnie joined our family, making us whole. Jake, you couldn't be the baby anymore. And because me and Mom didn't want to have 2 cribs in the house or one of those unwieldy double strollers, you were sleeping in your own car bed and walking long city blocks to get to your preschool by the time you were 2. You really didn't care. You were always more independent and even a little more mature than everybody else. In fact, that continues until this day. So independent, in fact, I think this is the first time your mom heard you chant your Torah. And the only reason why I heard you chant your Torah before is because I harassed you so much that you figured you'd finally get me off your back the other night by showing that you knew it. It didn't stop me from harassing you, but you sounded great then, and you sounded great now. I hope that that continues. I hope that that continues as you get older. We then moved to Great Neck, and our first stop was Temple Beth-El. Literally, the first stop. We wanted him out of the car immediately. He was 3 years old, and we sent him here. And this is where he learned his ABCs and his 1, 2, 3s and about his Jewish self, and hopefully made friends that will last you a lifetime. Yeah. The suburbs turned out to be your place. You really loved it. You were outside all the time, playing sports, playing games, playing manhunt, throwing water balloons. You were old school, Jake. You still are. You knock on every neighborhood's kid door to try and get them outside to our yard to play a game of kickball, have a water fight, eat those little icicles, and just generally hang out and have a great time. Parents thank me for this. You got their kids outside, off the electronics, and they love that. Cars would drive by and they'd slow down, and you wondered why they were slowing down. And they'd finally smile a big smile. It's because they realized that you guys were just playing in the yard, having fun like they were. And it was amazing. And in fact, when we moved from Woolies to Glamford to build the house, it was Jake who made a best friend, a great friend in Matan, and it was Jake
who introduced us to the Shoshanis, who spoke so nicely today as they gave the prayer for Israel. It's that outgoing personality, buddy, that's going to take you so far into life. You attended and graduated the same elementary school as my mother and my aunt, your Nana and your aunt. And you love being there at Baker, where you made great friends every single day. Now, Jake, I tell you this all the time, and I'm going to say it one more time, and I hope everybody listens. And I said this to Jonah, and I said this to Willie last night, too. You only get one opportunity to know people this long in your life. These people that you met at Temple Beth-El, the people that you met at Baker, right? The people that you met in that neighborhood, that's it. That's your one shot. If you guys can figure out how to navigate adolescence and this crazy kind of middle school drama that happens from time to time, I promise you the payoff comes later in life. And Jake, I think you've seen that when all my best friends come to New York on New Year's Day, right, and New Year's Eve and hang out with you. And I think you see it when we go to Texas, and inevitably we visit Aunt Sarah. So keep these people close to you and work hard to keep them in their lives. It's not easy, and it takes work. During those Baker days, you joined the Coyotes, your soccer team, where you learned to play your role and be a good teammate. Your team worked hard over the last 3 years and came away with lots of medals and finished last season undefeated with a Long Island championship, where you avenged your own father's worst sports nightmare by putting in a penalty kick that I couldn't make 30 years ago in the same round of the tournament, in the same exact spot, to help your team get to the finals and ultimately win. I tell you all the time, but that meant a lot to me, and I'm still thanking you for it. You transitioned to middle school with ease, and we've loved watching you make new friends and try lots of different things. Me and Mom couldn't be more impressed by how independent you are in handling your own life and your work life and your balance of socialness and your balance of school. We've loved the way you've tried new things, like the debate club, like singing in a rock band, the short-lived J-pop, joining the football team, and now the wrestling team. Jake is undefeated with a 2-0 record in wrestling.
Nice.
So we'll see if that continues. And now we're here as you leap into manhood on February 29th, a Jewish adult ready to live your life. And as you go on this journey, this choose your own adventure, right? Me and Mom hope that you'll continue to knock on doors and make friends that last lifetimes and meet interesting people. Make independent decisions that come from your heart and your head and never have any regrets. And finally, use that sense of humor that's all over the place every day. Not only the way you make jokes, but the way you make jokes about yourself, to break down walls and bring people together. Those are your best qualities. And if you can find the balance between all of them, the sky's the limit for you. You're an awesome son and a great kid. We love you more and more every day. Mazel tov, buddy.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
That's beautiful. Exactly. Now you get to do the thing with me. The thing. Sure you won't. You won't. I'm quite sure you won't. Okay, so, Jake, one more. Well, not just one. After I speak to you, we're going to say Aleinu Kaddish, then Jordana is going to get a chance to speak to you, okay? So this is my opportunity to give you a gift. You may know that Rabbi Malbaum, Rabbi Tara and I, we give a gift that travels very light. The gift is a verse from the Torah. So I want to tell you about the gift, the verse that I give you. Before I do, I want to just say that I've loved the time that we've spent together these last months. We've had a lot of fun together. If anyone knows anything about you, Jake, it's that you are fun to be around. You have a fun sense of humor. You can move from one idea, one subject to the next in a moment. And you got an interesting, deep thought, and then who knows? You never know what's going to come out. But you really are a very special young man. And I want to explain the verse that I'm giving you on this holy Shabbat morning of your bar mitzvah. The verse I'm giving you actually, it's generally, usually I give it from the parsha that the bar bat mitzvah is read from, but this morning I've done something different. I'm giving you a verse from the book of Genesis, and I want to explain what the verse is and tell you why. It's the verse in the Torah that is about you, more specifically about your name. And it's about our name as a people. I'll read the verse and then I'll explain it. Vayomer, Lo Yaakov Yamer Od Shimcha. And he said, this angel said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, ki im Yisrael ki sarita im Elohim, im anashim v'tuchal. Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but you shall now be called Israel, because you have commanding power. You have a power with God and with human beings, and you have and will prevail. That's the verse. It's a verse from chapter 32 of Genesis, 32:29. So your verse, Jake, is the moment that Jacob becomes Yisrael. Yaakov becomes Yisrael. This is the moment that Jacob, our father, Yaakov Avinu, receives his life mission. This is the moment that we as a people see a glimpse of who we are to become. And all of this, I think, very much relates to you. First, let me remind you about Jacob. Jacob was Isaac's son and Abraham's grandson. He's the father of our 12 tribes. Our whole existence as a Jewish family and as a people is because of Yaakov, of Jacob. You carry that name, and as Jews, we believe that every person's Hebrew name points to his soul. One's Hebrew name points to the person's unique purpose in the world. So I speak to you, Yaakov. Early in the book of Genesis, Jacob is a talented young guy. He's very smart. He's somewhat precocious. He breaks a few rules. He's determined to master what he needs to know in order to succeed in the world. That's connection number one. Thus far, Jacob, as a young man, Jacob in the Torah as a young man, before he fathered the 12 tribes, he generally reminds me, I think us, of you. Smart, talented, breaks a few rules from time to time, and is determined to master whatever it was that he needed to master. So far, I'm struck by how much that connects to you, dear Jake. Now connection number two. Before Jacob can become Israel, he has to get some life experience. Before he can be the carrier of our people's name, he has to discover something important. Jacob cannot fulfill his mission in the world until he fulfills his mission as a, Winnie, are you listening? Until he fulfills his mission as a sibling, as a brother. Jacob in the Torah must first tend to his role as a brother. And he does when he says, seeing your face, Winnie, is like seeing the face of God. That's what Jacob in the Torah says. Again, this relates to you. Learning how to be a loving, responsible big brother is very important work. It's important, Jake, not just because it will make your mom and dad and sister and your rabbi happy, but according to your namesake in the Torah, it's important because it's a step you will need to take before you can discover the greater calling in your life. Okay? That's the second connection. One final point of connection I want to highlight. It comes directly from the verse that I gave you, I'm giving you. Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, because you have commanding power. You have commanding power. Reread the verse when you're reading this letter. Jacob, the father of our 12 tribes, receives the name Israel because he has a great inner power. I alluded to this actually when I called you as a young man to recite your Aliyah blessing. Like Jacob of Torah, you too, Jake, have the beginnings of real inner power. I've seen sparks of it. You have the potential to be a real leader, to be a compelling force for great good. I'm sure that you have the potential to make an incredible difference in the world, Jake, and I'm grateful and proud to be part of your journey. The Talmud has this statement, Jake, speaking of the Torah, Hafochba de hafochba, de kuleba. Here, can you do that? Turn it and turn it. Hafochba de kuleba. Because everything is in it. Everything, Jake, is in this precious text of ours. Jordana is going to give you a copy of our Chumash. It's in your bag of gifts. Every question, insight, every dream, every spark, hope, and aspiration, it's all there. When we wrestle and strive with it, Jake, we can find what we cherish most in life. And so, as I conclude, I want to offer my blessing for you. May you think of this bar mitzvah moment every time the Torah comes out of the ark. Every time you see the Torah come out of the ark in the years ahead, remember this moment. May you and I have many opportunities in the coming years to learn and grow and have some fun together. May your Judaism always push you to become a kinder, wiser, and more courageous human being. May you feel tremendously proud to be a Jew. And finally, may you know that there are very few paths in life, if any, that will feed your soul as much as your Jewish path. Please rise.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Amen. Amen.
Aleinu on 282 in the middle of the page.
עלינו לשבח
לאדון
לאדון
הכל,
הכל,
לתת
לתת
גדולה
גדולה
ליוצר
ליוצר
בראשית,
בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי
הארצות,
הארצות,
ולא
ולא
שמנו
שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים
משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש
ברוך הוא.
287
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated.
Whenever we gather together as a community, we think about those whose lives have made such a big impact in who we are and in our own journeys to this moment. And today, our temple community, our temple families are remembering these loved ones. If you hear the name of someone you're remembering, I invite you to rise and remain standing. Those who've passed in this period of Shloshim, the first 30 days, Claude Randall Bates, Ashraf Kahan, Michael Lipstein, Shani Lauren, Gary Schlossman, and Edith Levkov-Sennett. And this Shabbat, we commemorate the yahrzeits of Mo Brodsky, Joseph Kasper, Ann Fleischman, Lila Freed, Sarah Friedmutter, Edna Gellis, Sam Goodman, Deborah Greenberg, Brian Smith, Francis Levine, Jack Sherman, and Norman Zeller. Are there any other names anyone's remembering the Shabbat for Kaddish? Zichronam Livracha, we pray their memories always be for a blessing. We'll turn to page 294 in our prayer books and rise as one community for the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osa shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to the world. And together we'll say, Amen. Please be seated. So Jake, today is not just a joyous day in your family, but it's also a very exciting day in the life of our community. And I'm honored to call upon our lay leader, Jordana Levine, who I could tell everyone for the next 15 minutes all of the amazing things she does at the temple, but instead I'll just welcome her as one of our trustees and a member of our executive committee. I will not give her whole CV, but it is very impressive. And we'll invite her to share her greetings to you and your family and give you some gifts from our congregation. Hi, Jordana.
Hello, good morning, and Shabbat Shalom. Jake, your Devar Torah, I have to just begin to say, was the most outstanding Devar Torah that I've probably heard in a while, so it was just really beautiful. So on behalf of Temple Beth-El Board of Trustees, I am honored to be here this morning to present you, Jake, with these gifts from our temple. There's a lot. There's a Kiddush cup, a travel chumash, as Rabbi Meir had referenced, the Jewish Book of Why, a gift certificate to travel to Israel, and a bar mitzvah certificate. I'm also thrilled to be here as a friend and someone who has watched you grow up since the time that you and Jacob were in nursery school here at TBE together. And as I said, Jake, you did an outstanding job chanting your Torah portion this morning and leading us in the service. You joined the clergy this morning and led us in a beautiful Shabbat experience. You tackled this morning head on like you do both on the soccer and the football fields. In thinking about what I wanted to say to you this morning, I studied a few commentaries about your Parsha, Parshat Teruma. In this Parsha, Moses received God's commandments on stone tablets. God then tells Moses to create a dwelling place for God where the Israelites can bring God gifts. Finally, as you had mentioned, God details what this tabernacle will look like and how it should be made. Jake, as I read your Parsha, I thought about and tried to derive how it relates to who you are as a person. When God instructs Moses to build the tabernacle, Moses was very concerned about getting the necessary level of cooperation from the Israelites in order to build it. The Israelites had just been freed from slavery, and now they were being asked to give in order to construct this tabernacle conceived by God. The incredible thing is that the tabernacle does get built. When individuals started to give to the tabernacle, an amazing thing happened. They inspired others to give as well. And that is the real power of one person. Each one of us, like you, Jake, can have the power to inspire others and encourage others to make changes in the world and to even be the change that we want to see in this world. So how does all of this relate back to you, Jake? Well, let me tell you. Jake, you have many impressive character traits that set you on the path to be a leader and a person that influences and encourages others just like the individuals that first gave to the tabernacle and motivated others. Willie, for instance, shared with me that Jake is the kid on the soccer field that when he sees someone down, he's going to go over and help them get back up on their feet. My husband, the assistant coach with Ben, related that Jake's focus is always to put the team first, to encourage everyone to be better, and to be there for each other, whether you're on the field or on the bench. Equal to Jake's demonstration of being a team player and a dedicated and devoted person, Jake also is inherently caring, kind, and funny. In addition, one of the qualities that I like best about Jake is his honesty. Jake tells it like it is. He is a straight shooter, and you always know where Jake stands. My son Jacob said that when Jake sees a friend that looks upset, he'll ask them if they're okay and try to make them laugh, albeit with some rather colorful language mixed in. I mean, we all do know Jake, right? But no matter how tough of an exterior Jake has, he's also the kid that wouldn't hesitate to give you a hug if you needed one. If you follow the idea that each of us has the ability to inspire and motivate people, just like the original givers to the tabernacle encouraged others, then we can certainly make the direct connection between Jake's greatest traits and April and Ben. You have incredible role models in your parents, and I am sure that watching them has molded and shaped you and some of your best behaviors and ideals. Jake, you have the potential and capacity to lead others by example, like the Israelites did, and demonstrate so many of the principles of Judaism: compassion, improving the world, and standing for strong moral and social action commitment, which is inherent in the Torah. So I hope that today isn't regarded as an end to your religious school studies, but rather that it is seen as the beginning, a start to the continuation of your Jewish journey. There are many opportunities here at Beth-El to keep you connected, and I hope that you take advantage of them and keep showing up at TBE. So again, on behalf of the Temple Board of Trustees, I would like to wish you and your family Mazal Tov. I hope that each of these gifts provide meaning and purpose to you. Shabbat Shalom.
We will turn in our prayer books now to page 300 as we join together singing Vishamru, offering Kiddush, and then Motzi, page 300. Should we invite up Jake and his family?
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot, please rise, l'tam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Baruch Adonai et Yom HaShabbat v'ykadsheu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Now that you're an adult, you can drink the wine or the grape juice. I don't know what it is.
It's wine.
It's wine. Awesome. Okay. Delicious or not.
I couldn't tell if it was wine or not.
Okay. I don't know what it is.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, Amotzi lechem min haaretz. Take it.
Amen.
Take some. Take it.
Before we conclude with our final song and prayer, I want to say thank you to our ushers, the Gardner family, thank you, and to the Sutton family. I don't know, I think Debbie might not be here already. But also, if just to help us out, please put the prayer books back in the front of you. And thank you, of course, to Tom Mustachio on the piano. And once again,
Mazel Tov.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
everyone.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ve'imru amen.
Congratulations.
Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh
Very
shalom,
nice. Really great.
Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, Yahaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.